Caring for someone with dementia is one of the toughest journeys, but you don't have to do it alone. I'm Allison Schreier, and my experience caring for my husband inspired me to create Zinnia, a therapeutic streaming service designed to support people living with dementia and reduce caregiver stress. Our research-backed videos are engaging, easy to follow, and they help ease the daily challenges like agitation and anxiety so that you can focus on connection and joy. Available by subscription on mobile and TV apps, Zinnia makes every day a little bit easier. Go to zinniatv.com and sign up for a free trial today. Use the code RESOURCE for 15% off an annual Zinnia subscription.
Welcome to Medicare Moments with your host, Toni King. And today's topic, the problem when not applying for Medicare Supplement at the right time. Welcome, Toni.
How are you doing, Jim?
Doing great. It's nice to be with you on this edition of Medicare Moments. And by the way, Medicare Moments is recognized as one of the top Medicare podcasts all across the fruited plains in the United States of America. Congratulations, Toni King, on that recognition from feedspot.com.
And I appreciate that, Jim, because you helped me make this happen. We're here together. We're a team doing this.
We're a team, and we love all of our listeners, and we're really glad that they do listen to us and they share your podcast with their friends because they know the important information that you give is really needed out there. So
we need to let people know is how we met. We met because you had a Medicare problem.
We did. I did. And that's how I met you. I met you because I needed to get my Medicare supplement situation taken care of. And just when I thought it was hopeless, Toni arrived on the scene and made it happen.
That's right. And you're just like the person in this article because you need to apply for a Medicare supplement at the right time.
It would have been my story, Toni. I don't know. But this comes to us from Sarah in Pearland, Texas. So you ready?
Sure.
Dear Toni, I retired last June when my employer offered a great retirement package with 18 months of COBRA at no cost for me and my husband, which ends this December 31st. I am 62 and will not be enrolling in Medicare for a while. My husband, John, is 72, and he enrolled in Medicare Part B in June of 2022 when COBRA began because he was having heart surgery due to a heart attack. He enrolled in Medicare Part A in 2018. John needs help with applying for a Medicare supplement, but he is being denied for the health issues because he must answer health questions. Why is it so complicated to apply for a Medicare supplement? What did we do wrong when I retired? Please explain what John's Medicare option is or options are. Thanks, Sarah from Pearland in Texas. So, Toni, sounds a little complicated here.
And she did come in my office. I was able to help them out. John didn't know what to do because he has heart issues and his prescriptions are off the chart and he needs to get on a Medicare supplement so that he can have the additional heart surgery that he needs. But he now has to answer underwriting questions. I looked at their insurance card and it had a company name on it. So it was company benefits. And that means that he qualifies for what's called the 63-day guaranteed issue period that is written about in the Medicare Survival Guide and also in the Medicare and You Handbook. That is gigantic.
That is gigantic. I just want to point this out because you found this when you looked at his card. Right?
I wanted to look at his card to see what it said, and it had his employer's name on it. So it was employer benefits.
And that was really important in this particular case.
What Sarah and John have to do is get a termination letter to prove that he had company insurance. He qualifies for the Medicare supplement plan without him having to answer one health question. In the Medicare and You Handbook, it explains Medigap guaranteed issue rights. And because John has original Medicare with an employer group health plan, and it includes retiree or COBRA plans, now he qualifies for the Medicare supplement without having to answer any health questions. The rules toward guaranteed issue policies changed January 1st, 2020. We had this big change when they started changing to Plan G, changing Plan F, and changing to Plan G. So because John's Part A started prior to January 1st, 2020, he only qualifies for Plan F or Plan C, which are the top of the line plans. He doesn't qualify for a Plan G. You and I qualify for Plan G because our Part A started after January 1st, 2020. Is that confusing or what?
A little bit, but it's another one of those great pieces of information you can glean from Medicare Moments. And we have more for you on Medicare Moments coming right after this break. We'll be right back.
Caring for someone with dementia is one of the toughest journeys, but you don't have to do it alone. I'm Allison Schreier, and my experience caring for my husband inspired me to create Zinnia, a therapeutic streaming service designed to support people living with dementia and reduce caregiver stress. Zinnia offers research-backed videos intentionally created for people with dementia, engaging, calming, and easy to follow. Whether you need to ease agitation, create moments of joy, or make daily routines smoother, Zinnia is here to help. Family and professional caregivers use our content to turn challenges into opportunities for connection. Accessible by subscription on mobile devices and connected TVs, Zinnia is simple to use whenever you need it. Because when caregiving feels easier, life feels better. Go to zinniatv.com and sign up for a free trial today. Use the code RESOURCE for 15% off an annual Zinnia subscription.
And welcome back to Medicare Moments with your host, Toni King. And today, Toni is answering a question from Sarah in Pearland, Texas. And we're talking about a couple here. And Toni, you want to talk about, with guaranteed issue, what must an insurance company do?
What you have when you need guaranteed issue is you have only 63 days to apply for that Medicare supplement, and you have to get a copy of the termination notice saying that you're coming off either the retiree benefits or COBRA to be approved without having to answer any health questions. They're going to cover all your pre-existing conditions. So John's situations are all going to be covered, and they can't charge you more because you have a health issue.
That's really good for John, and that was a great find that you did to help him through this time.
But if your Medicare Part A started prior to January 1st, 2020, I'm just going back over this information, then you qualify for Plan F of Medicare. You don't qualify for Plan G, you qualify for Plan F, and you can get that without having to answer one health question. If your Part A starts after January 1st, 2020, then you can't get Plan F. You can only get Plan G because Plan F is no longer available to people whose Medicare starts after January 1st, 2020. Why they did that, I have no idea. But slowly but surely, they are trying to get rid of Plan F. That's the bottom line that I'm getting.
That sounds like you've basically been able to help two people who had two very different problems to encounter or situations to remedy.
And the other situation I found out with John is that his prescriptions are just enormous. He has taken Xarelto and Eliquis. His prescriptions were $2,000 a month. They were off the charts. So his COBRA will end at the end of the year, and he can start his Part D plans January 1st, so he didn't have to worry about getting in the donut hole now. So that was a good thing.
And his wife, Sarah, has 4 years to wait to enroll in Medicare, right?
Correct, because she's 62. So she gets to look for an individual health plan. So America does not realize that enrolling in Part B, like we've said before, is as valuable as gold. You want to protect it.
When you're out on the speaking circuit, Toni, everything behind you should be gold. And you should say Part B is like gold. Medicare
like
Part B.
It is.
It's like gold, right? It can be the gold tour. We can send you there in a gold painted vehicle, right?
With gold shoes? Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz, or was that red?
They were ruby red slippers.
They were ruby red slippers.
But like you say all the time, Toni, with Medicare, what you don't know will hurt you.
That's true. And if you need Medicare help, call the Toni Says Medicare hotline at 832-519-8664.
That's right, 832-519-8664. You can email Toni. She looks forward to your emails. She checks that inbox regularly. It's info@tonisays.com, TONISAYS.com. And Toni's books, The Medicare Survival Guide, are available at seniorresource.com. Toni's books, The Maze of Medicare, is available in a bundled package at tonisays.com. That's TONISAYS.com. So we've got you covered. You can read Toni's articles, and they're all archived there too. So there may be some other articles that we've talked about in the past, and you can just look through them and find the one that you really need to see at seniorresource.com.
And we've also got about 50 podcasts. We've been doing podcasts since, September of last year. We have a lot of podcasts waiting for people to find out their Medicare situation. So I just want to thank you, Jim, for making today a good Medicare moment.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
See you later. God bless you, and God bless America.
Caring for someone with dementia is one of the toughest journeys, but you don't have to do it alone. I'm Allison Schreier, and my experience caring for my husband inspired me to create Zinnia, a therapeutic streaming service designed to support people living with dementia and reduce caregiver stress. Zinnia offers research-backed videos intentionally created for people with dementia, engaging, calming, and easy to follow. Whether you need to ease agitation, create moments of joy, or make daily routines smoother, Zinnia is here to help. Family and professional caregivers use our content to turn challenges into opportunities for connection. Accessible by subscription on mobile devices and connected TVs, Zinnia is simple to use whenever you need it. Because when caregiving feels easier, life feels better. Go to zinniatv.com and sign up for a free trial today. Use the code RESOURCE for 15% off an annual Zinnia subscription.